Hi friends, in Excel, pivot table is the most important concept for analyzing the data. In the starting, just we'll discuss basic part of pivot table. That means how to create pivot table, what are the basic things in the pivot table, how to manipulate the data. So after that, after getting some idea in the pivot table, we'll discuss in depth in the pivot table. First, we'll see what is pivot table. So let's start with a question. Why pivot tables? Why pivot tables? One of the most important and powerful tool in Excel when comes to data analysis. So let's answer this question with an example. Look at here. There is some data like a state, year, total population, student population. Just I am taking an example. Some data is there. In that there are 4 columns are there. So there is a raw data like 4 columns are there. So there are few questions. We'll see what are the questions and we'll see the answers also. First question is which state had the highest population in 2012? So generally, if you are not using pivot table, we'll go to the year and we'll do the filter so that we'll get the data. And the second question is in which year was overall US population the highest? So this one also without using pivot tables we'll solve this question. In the country we'll select US and by doing some aggregate functions we'll calculate the highest population in the US country. And the third question is which states saw a decline in student population rate between 2003 and 2004. So there also by taking years and that population rate, by taking everything, we'll do some calculations and we'll get some result. But it is a difficult process. Without using pivot tables also, we're able to answer these questions. We'll do these practical things without pivot tables, but it's very difficult. By using pivot table, this kind of things we'll do very quickly without taking much time. So in an easy way, we'll do by using pivot tables. Sometimes we don't know exactly what is the data, how the data was prepared. So without knowing that, we cannot do any calculations. In that scenarios also, we'll use pivot table, we'll analyze the data, we'll summarize the data by using pivot table. Now we'll see exact definition of a pivot tables. Pivot tables allows you to easily organize, filter, summarize and analyze raw data. Means we'll take huge amount of data. So how you want to do, you can do by using pivot table without writing any formulas. So in case if you are not using pivot table, if you are doing manually without using pivot table, it's very difficult. So 1000 times harder than pivot table. So it's very difficult without using pivot table if you want to do anything like analyzing and summarizing the data. Now we'll see 5 key benefits of pivot table. First one is powerful. In the pivot table, there are new insights and answer key questions are there about the data so that you can find out anything easily. And it's very beautiful. Here in the pivot table, you can apply custom styles, conditional formatting rules, and you can do the formatting also for the pivot table. And the third one is it's very fast because in the pivot table you're able to create custom views and you can do filters and there are calculated fields also there. By using this we'll do work very quickly. And the fourth one is very important, accurate. See, automatic calculations to minimize human errors. So we'll get data accurately. By using pivot table, we'll get the exact data without any mistakes. And fifth one is flexible. Manipulate table layouts and create dynamic views within fraction of seconds. So we'll manipulate the data and we'll create dynamic views by using pivot table within less time. These are the 5 powerful beautiful, fast, accurate, and flexible. These are the key 5 benefits by using pivot table. So this is the introduction of pivot table. What is pivot table? What is the use of pivot table? What is the advantage of pivot table? And what are the key benefits of pivot table?